Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of A Gardener's Journey Homestead. I am Barbara. So glad that you're here today. If you're new here, I'm in Zone 7A and I am in the state of Tennessee. And today we're going to do a July garden tour. And I'm going to give you a tour of the high tunnel as well as the in-ground garden because we're at the end of the month. So we're gonna go ahead and put these together. Let's see how the things are progressing in the month of July. If you wanna see other garden tours that I've done, I did one for May and June. You can go to my playlist, in the gardening playlist, and you'll see that there. And I'll also try to pop it up here as well. But I love garden tours. I love doing them. And I also love seeing other people's. And then I like to go back and look at mine, like from last year. You know, when I'm having discouragement or thinking, I thought my stuff was done this time last year. I thought I was having a big harvest. And I go back and I watch my videos and I can validate that, hey, yeah, you're a little off. You had a bigger harvest last year, you know, earlier. Or no, you're right on track. Your harvest didn't come in until this date. So it's a good repository for me to go back just for myself. But I hope that you enjoy the garden tour. And one of the things about a garden tour is that it's good to be able to see how things progress month to month, especially in the summer. I know for me in my zone, July is like peak season. That's when we have a bountiful harvest, and in August. June is like just getting started, so to speak. And then September is usually where it's starting to kind of die off. But July and August are really like peak season, and really the month of July is like where the bounty comes in. We've had the most harvest so far in this month, but we'll see what August holds. But let's jump into this garden tour for July. Let's start with the high tunnel and then we'll go outside and see the in-ground space. Okay, let's start with bed one. So this bed here, you can see is primarily empty. I only have 2 rows of lettuce. You see one that is more ready to harvest. This row we just planted about last week, right? And this one's been in the ground. You can see that it's doing well. And it's amazing how with the heat, it's still doing well. Like it's, you know, it still looks relatively really good. Now let me see, let me taste it and see if it's bitter. Nope. Oh, that tastes good. That tastes really good. I'm impressed. It's not bitter at all. And we are in literally the last couple of days of July. That lettuce is still doing good. If you don't know, I'm trying to grow lettuce 24/7, 365 days of the year. So far we're doing good. Oh, so let's talk about the rest of this bed. So the rest of this bed will be lettuce. I'm about to go out of town, so I'm not going to start any lettuce seeds. But when I come back, we're going to do a big seeding day. We're going to start our fall crops. We're going to start lettuce, and we'll be pretty much doing lettuce every couple of weeks, which is what we were doing before. So we'll get back into the swing. And so this bed will be all lettuce eventually. Here is one of the grow bags that I have tomatoes in. You can see that we have some tomatoes forming there. And so this variety is, let's see, it is a Bush Goliath. It's a hybrid tomato and it's a determinate, which means it's going to put on all its branches at one time. I mean, all of its fruit at one time. So far we have 2. We'll see what happens. That's the lemon thyme. I've harvested it several times. It's still doing good. That's oregano. This is my plant from last year that was so bountiful, and I tried to overwinter it in my house. You see, I only have 2 little peppers. That's it. I fertilized, I've watered it. I'm not sure why it's not coming back like in full force. I have the 2. So we're gonna let it just sit here and see what happens. Let's go over here. This is the mint. Mint is still doing good. It is thriving. We've sold quite a bit of that. Then in the first bed, there's the white Kilimanjaro marigold. It's still there, like trying to be the boss and taking over stuff. Let's see if we can get in here. Let's see. Okay, so this is one of my jalapeno plants. You can see it is producing, doing well. It's so hard to see because of all the green, but yeah, you can see it's doing good. And then this right here is really big. I told y'all that I don't usually have success with peppers in the raised bed. But this is an ahi mango. It's a brand new pepper to me. And they're finally starting, you can see that little orange down there. They're finally starting to, here, take one off. That is what it's gonna look like. It's supposed to be hot and a little bit of sweet, but it's supposed to be very hot. It's the ahi, which ahi is like one of the hottest peppers. I don't know what this is on the Scoville unit, but yeah, there's another one that I had picked. So it is loaded, as you can see, with peppers, but they're just now starting to turn that orange color, which is what they're supposed to do. This is another ahi mango. Y'all, it's gonna be a lot of peppers. So I hope I like it. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with it. And yeah, we shall see. We shall see. I need to look up the Scoville units to see if I can make hot sauce with it or if it's gonna be too hot for me. This is jalapeno. They're flowering, but haven't produced anything. Eucalyptus is still doing good. I've harvested that and put it in a bouquet. And then that's my basil. It's gone to seed, as you can see. We're just letting it be. And then over there are some more jalapenos. So this bed is doing relatively well. Looks a little wild, but there's food in there, y'all. Let's move on to this next bed. It is empty. This is where I had a whole bed of lettuce as well. We had a big order of lettuce and pretty much wiped us out. So yeah, they bought all that we had, and I'm still getting more requests for lettuce, and I don't have any, which is shame on me, but that's what happens. Here's the celery. It's gonna be coming out soon. It's ready to come out. We've already taken one out. You can see I have, what, 3 left? 3 big bunches left. But I can't do anything with it right now, so I have to get it when I come back. Let me know if celery goes bitter. If, like, it won't be, like, does it get to a point where it's not good anymore? So this bed here, the plans for this bed is I think I'm going to let it, either I'm going to let it be, or I'm going to try to do a succession of green beans in here before the fall crops. If I don't, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do green beans. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. If for some reason I don't do green beans, then we'll just leave this for fall crops and just amend the bed and let it be. Okay, moving over here. Y'all see the celosia? Y'all, I don't know what's going on with the celosia. It did not do this last year. It was not nearly this tall and big. I'll bring you on down. Look at that. Is that not stunning? That is absolutely beautiful. This is why I have flowers in my garden, y'all. This is a Rebecca. I think it's the Sahara Rebecca, which is a black-eyed Susan. This bed right here is my pollinator patch, is what I call it, because this bed is nothing but flowers. It's just to bring the bees and to bring me joy. And then this is a new flower to me. I love this. Look at that. Oh, I think it's an aster. I think it's salmon aster, if I'm not mistaken. It's so pretty. It finally bloomed. And then look at my Dusty Miller. Y'all know I love Dusty Miller. It brings such a freshness and brightness to the bed. And yes, I grew this from seed. It's doing pretty. And I don't even know what that is or what the seed is. I don't know what that is. I think I bought that as a transplant. And see, there's the bees. Y'all see the bee? Okay, and then look at all my zinnias. Absolutely gorgeous. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And I've already taken bouquets in the house as well from this. Not nearly as many as I want to, but you know, it's the way it goes. So let's talk about this bed. So about this bed, the celosia, I just don't like being that tall, and I don't like that it's in the middle. Like, it just looks, I mean, I love the flowers and all that, but I've been a fan of celosia, but I took some cuttings and put it in a bouquet, and I didn't realize, and I don't remember this from last year, so I don't know if it's this particular kind, but it leaves like pods all over the place. So like I put a flower bouquet in my work office, And I went in one day, I had this white desk what they were on, and it was just covered. It's like, looked like little black bugs. I almost freaked out. But it was just the little pods coming from the celosia. Y'all know I don't like that. Y'all know I like order. And if I was going to do this again, I would put the celosia like at the back and then have all the other pretty flowers and the zinnias in the front. So the celosia would almost be like a backdrop. So I won't dare do it like this again. The last time I did, I just had like one or two in the corners, which worked out, but they were not nearly this tall. Celosia, they may get fired. I don't know if y'all coming back next year. I don't know. We'll see, because I don't like it enough like that. We shall see. Let's go to the other side. Let's not make any hasty decisions, okay? Let's just, but celosia may get fired, or at least suspended. Okay, so here are the sweet potatoes. You can see they all over the place. As usual, covered the whole bed. So hopefully there's a lot of good work going on below the soil. We have probably another month before we harvest those. On sweet potatoes, I'm still experimenting and learning. Let me tell you a little bit about the sweet potatoes. So on the sweet potatoes, this year, I planted less than what I normally do because I'm trying to see if I can get a bigger sweet potato. So there's only 17 sweet potato plants in this bed. And then also what I've learned is that I need to let them go longer. So the very first year I did sweet potatoes, I didn't leave them I think I did like maybe 85 or 90 days. And last year I did 100. And so this year I'm going to do like 100 to 110 and see if that gets bigger potatoes, as well as I didn't plant as much in the bed, so they're not too thickly planted. So we'll see what happens. So this bed here are green beans. You can see they are doing well. I do see some flowers. Yep. I see some flowers right in there, which means we're going to have green beans soon. Yep, so they're doing good. They filled out. So hopefully in the next week or two, we should have some green beans. So I'm excited about that. Then this is the herb bed. You see my lavender, looking okay. My sage, not so much. I probably should have harvested some right now. This is my basil. It's gone to seed. Eucalyptus going wild. So yeah, that's that bed. Let's go over here to the other bed and see what's going on. So this is where we pulled the marigolds that was pretty much taking up the space. I planted 3 zinnias right there. One's not looking so hot. Yeah, and that didn't even look like a zinnia, but that's what it was supposed to be. We'll see. There's basil that's gone to seed. Here's some good looking basil, and the rest of the bed is pretty much empty. We do have some rosemary down there as well. So I'm not too concerned. These beds are usually where I put herbs, flowers, and things like that. So I have some basil that I've started as seed that I'll put in here, and maybe a couple of flowers. Otherwise, I'm not going to too much worry about it. Okay, so let's do tomato row. We have 2 rows of tomatoes. Tomatoes have been doing fantastic, especially considering all that we have been through. This is the Rebelski. I like the Rebelski. It's pretty uniform, very uniform, I should say. There's no blemishes at all. It comes out perfect. This is also a Rebelski. It's not putting on as much fruit as I have seen other gardeners who's growing this kind. And again, it could just be that they have better soil than me or whatever. So like there's what, 4, 8. There's probably, well, that plant's doing pretty good. That has like 12 on it. This one right here has 3. I've harvested, a handful from each plant. Here's another one. You can see I need to do some harvesting, but you can see the fruit there. Okay. Well, man, maybe I misspoke because look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's 12 on this plant. So I guess I can't complain. So far doing good. You can see that's good. This is the Sakura now, and the cherry tomatoes, they have been doing fantastic. They are a winner. They're staying. They're getting promoted. Or at least they passing the class. They will definitely, you can see, y'all, I got some hanging up to do because my branches are all on the ground. I start off really good with the pruning and the clipping. Oh my. Like this one needs to be clipped up. But y'all, I can't even reach that. I'm gonna try to do something. But look at that. Is that not beautiful? They have been producing so well. So very well. Cannot complain at all. And then this is a lemon boy. I see that it's setting quite a bit of fruit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 10. Okay. All right. I haven't harvested one of these in a couple of weeks, so I guess it's back in production. And those are very pretty yellow tomatoes, a hybrid, a new one I'm growing. So far, I like it. It's a good old Cherokee purple. And then the sunflowers, they need to come out. They're like done. They got so big, they've fallen over twice with the wind. You can see that we have a branch broken here. Yeah, they just need to come out, but it's gonna take some manpower to get them out. Now we're on the other side, the second row. These are large red cherry. They are doing great. Once they started producing, it took them a little while, but look at that big cluster right there. I definitely have some harvesting to do today. So they're doing good. Then all this is empty. These are all those plants that we, oh, you know what? Y'all didn't see this on video, but I talked about it on the video, how I was gonna take up all of these tomato plants in this row. This was the row that had those Matt's Wild Cherry in it that we got rid of. So, y'all, it was taking up way too much space. Way too much space for me not to like it. Look at that. I think I have like 14 spaces that I can refill. And don't worry, I have tomatoes that can go in here. We're going to push the limits with the time frame and see if we can get these tomatoes in the ground, ripe, and harvest before it gets too cold. So I have quite a bit of space to fill there, but we will fill it. I don't know what happened to my labels, y'all. Last year, well, this year was one of my goals to get better at labeling. I don't know what that is. I think it's a beefsteak. That's a Dr. Witchy's. Look at that, Dr. Witchy's. And you can kind of see peeking through. Let's see. Look at that. So beautiful. You can see them there. I need to do some clipping. Beautiful. And then these are some other cherry tomatoes. I don't even know what kind these are because they're a little bit smaller than Sakura. It says it's the large red cherry, but they're not nearly as large as the other ones on the end. But they're a keeper. They're doing fine. And then this is an Amish paste. So overall, I'm really pleased with the tomatoes in the tunnel. If you're new here, I had a huge aphid infestation at the beginning of June. Thought I was not going to have any tomatoes. My plants looked horrible. You can go back and see the videos. But I'm so grateful and so proud of how these tomatoes are looking. Are they perfect? No. But y'all can see I have plenty. We probably counted at least, I don't know, 50 slicing tomatoes. And there's tons of cherry tomatoes out here that's ready to be picked. And we should have at least, I mean, because they're in the tunnel, we should keep producing at least for the next 2 months. At least, we'll see. Y'all, almost broke my back or something. Do y'all see this? Look at this. This thing is all the way across the way. The sunflower has literally just, this thing has been down so many times because of the wind and stuff. It just needs to come out of the ground. But it's so heavy, I cannot pull it out of the ground. So let me see if I can just step through here. it's like semi-dangerous in here. So these are the habanero peppers. Oh, look at this. I pulled this on my way over here. This is an Ajvarsky roasting pepper. You can see how big that is. These have done, let me let you see it from the side. That's huge. These have done extremely well. Oh, look at here. Let's see if we can zoom in. Look at that right there. That's a bell pepper turning orange. That's an orange bell pepper. That's the Melena. It is a hybrid from Johnny's. It is a greenhouse variety. All my peppers in here are something new that I tried, a greenhouse variety that's supposed to be produce well in heat and humidity, which is what a greenhouse is. So I'll have to get over there and pick that because that looks great. But all of these are habanero peppers. They have been slow, which they usually do. Last year they did great. They've been slow to turn orange. So they still haven't turned orange yet. Let me step through here. These are our cucumber plants. They have produced so much, so very much. And in the past few days, I have not come out here to harvest it. So they're big. Big, big, big. You can see they're everywhere. Just big. But they're pretty much on their way out. I would give it another couple weeks. You can see it's starting to brown, which is what cucumbers do. Brown and yellow. And all of these are overgrown because, look at that. For this pepper, I just haven't had a chance to come out here and harvest it. And yeah. But you can see they are starting to die off. So I imagine in the next couple of weeks, they will be done. Okay, so let me tell you about the peppers. So I did 3 new varieties of bell peppers: the Melena, the Bricanto, and the Sprinter. Melena is orange, Bricanto is yellow, and the Sprinter is red. They're all from Johnny's, and they are a greenhouse variety, which means they are specifically for high tunnels, for high heat and high humidity. So it's my first time doing it. They are pricey. They're not like your regular $3 seed packet. But I wanted to see how well they produce. I'm still iffy. They have produced well, but in terms of blushing and me getting the color that I want, it's just now starting to come. The first few harvests, I just harvested them when they were all green. Now the peppers themselves are beautiful and they are huge. Huge. So if you're okay with, and I sold, green peppers because people wanted green peppers. Personally, I like red, yellow, or orange, right? They're just now starting to blush. So they are on their way, but yeah, we'll see. And again, because they're in the tunnel, we probably got another couple of months, we hope. So the jury is still out. I'm not 100% sold, but I'm not 100% like ready to fire them either because they haven't done bad. But I was expecting like more blushing, more red sooner, but I could just be impatient. But in terms of the pepper itself, they are absolutely beautiful and they are huge. So that is a plus. So that's what's kind of going on in the high tunnel. Overall, at the end of July, I am pleased. I have no complaints. I think things have done extremely well. Outside of our aphid infestation with the tomatoes, I think that things have done very well. And we've had a lot of variation in temperature in terms of, we've had a lot of rain. Obviously the greenhouse, doesn't get impacted by the rain, but it definitely has been impacted by the wind. So we've had a lot of plants down, but they still survived and still producing well. I like the paper with the holes in it. Like that is 100% winner, that they were already spaced. That my tomatoes are 18 inches apart, and as you guys can see, they're doing fine. Like they're not too close. Like it works out perfectly. And if I could just get a control on the weeds in the spaces that's not covered by black paper, I would be like A1. But you just can't do it all, at least not when you're doing it part-time. But that's what it is. So overall, I feel good about the high tunnel. I feel like we have at least another couple of months of good production in here before it's either too late or we switch things out for the fall crops. So yeah, I feel good about it. So let's go outside to the in-ground space. And so if you're new here in terms of my spaces, I have a high tunnel, which we just toured, but I also have an in-ground space that's 4,000 square feet. So let's go take a look and see what's going on out there. Okay, so disregard that. Let's look at this. Y'all, we have been trying to get this cut and laid like paper. We get it cut, more rain. We have cut this side at least 3 times. It's insane. But when we walk to the other side, you'll see that we did get the other side halfway done. So we're getting there. So this row here are all peppers again. This is where I had issues with sun scald. I'm still having some issues with sun scald, not as bad. But this right here is the Sugar Rush Peach. When I tell you prolific, absolutely, there's probably 20 on here. They eventually get this pretty color here, this peach color. They ripen from the bottom. You can see that there. For this being new, I planted way too many to see if I'm gonna like it or not. I better like it because I'm gonna have plenty of them. Like, it's very prolific, but it's supposed to be that color there. It's hot and sweet. So I haven't tasted one yet, but they are very, very, very prolific. So far doing quite well. Here is more of the Ajvarsky. You can see they're doing good. They're very prolific as well. I got like 3 or 4 plants of those. You can see there's one turning red there. No complaints on that. They're massive. See, another plant down. Pepper plants are so hard to keep up. Oh, I see some red. This is a Ajvarsky. See, it got eaten. The bugs love those colors like I do. This is a shishito. Y'all, I'm done with the shishitos. I can't keep up with them. They're very prolific if you like shishitos. They haven't been a huge seller because most people in my area, they're like, what's a shishito? I did sell some, but they're not moving. And I can't keep up with them. They're taking up space. Bell peppers all along here. So you can see there's sun scald on that one, but they're not on all of them. So like this one looks good. I can go ahead and pull that one. So all of those are bell peppers. So far doing good. But yeah, sun scald definitely on some of them. All of these are more ahi mango. Y'all, when you're planting something new and you don't know whether or not you're gonna like it, I always say plant a couple. And I think what happened is I didn't know how good the seeds were gonna germinate, and they germinated a lot. And so when you have a good seedling, you just put it in the ground. But I need to educate my customers and see if I can sell these. I don't think anybody's heard of it because I had not heard of it. They're covered, y'all. They're absolutely covered. So, yeah, they're prolific. This, I think, is a habanero. Yep, it's a habanero. So some of these are starting to turn. Oh, this is a red habanero. Ooh, but that's real hot. So those are starting to turn. That's good. More shishitos. More shishitos. Cayenne has been producing well. I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plants of those. You can see they're all doing well. More habaneros, more bell peppers. Okay, you can see we got tomatoes down. These are sun golds. We still been picking them and eating them because they still good. If you can get out here before it's too much rain, then they don't split. Otherwise, they do split. Again, we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that just still need to be hung up. Time is always the issue, but they produce well like they always do. Let's go up here. So now we're on the tomato row, which is right by the pepper row. Look at those beauties. Those look good. Only one. Oh, that's almost near perfect. What kind is this? I do not know. I don't know. I definitely need to come out here and harvest today. but they look good. Amish paste, always a winner. Always a winner. So you can see, I'll just kind of pan through. This is the Salvatore Select. It's another paste tomato. These have not done as well this year. Like that one. It's Blossom End Rot looks like. These have not done as well this year as they did last year. Not at all. Amish paste is a winner this year. So this is what the Salvatore Select's supposed to look like. That big. You can see that one. Not so big. So overall, they just haven't done as well. The Amish paste, though, have done well as always. If you like a paste tomato and you have not tried Amish paste, I highly recommend. They get huge. Look how huge that is for a paste tomato. So again, in terms of the bang for your buck, if you like a paste tomato, I know that there's Roma out there, but Roma is so small compared to that. And so for me, I'm looking for size and volume. And I can't tell a difference in the taste. So Amish paste is always on my list, and I will plant more of that next year. Look at this. This is cardinal basil. It's my first time growing that. It starts off looking like regular basil, but then you get these pops of burgundy color. So pretty. So pretty. It's right in the middle of the tomatoes. So we'll just walk on through tomato row. You can see that's a beefsteak. It is huge. These things are like Whoppers. No, I think that's Big Beef Plus. They're like Whoppers. Look at that. Y'all, I have a lot of harvesting to do. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. So tomatoes everywhere, which is what we want. So tomato row, fantastic. This row was supposed to be my squash and zucchini. We had squash and zucchini out here in the beginning. Did okay. Squash bugs came and I replanted. Went out of town. I came back. It's like nothing, like I never planted them. So this whole row is pretty much, I mean, half of the row is empty. I'm going to try to get another round of squash and stuff in. So we shall see. So it's mostly empty. There's a zinnia. There's another zinnia. So we're like halfway down the row, as you can see. Ain't nothing hardly in this row. There's a fairy tale eggplant. I've harvested one. That's the second one. I almost want to give up on eggplant, but we're not gonna have a giving up spirit. Look at my corn. I think it's about ready. I think. At least some of them. Like that one looks like it's ready. So we're gonna see. I'll try to see if I can do the harvesting with you guys. We'll see. Okay, here is another tomato row. You can see tomatoes peeking through. Overall looking good. Let's check. Yep, looking good. Very, very good. Don't ask me what kind they are because I don't know. It's like my labels just disappeared. More cherry tomatoes. Slicing tomatoes. These are ones that, you know, we had a hard time. Look, that looks like hornworm damage right in here. If you want to know what hornworm damage looks like, that is what it looks like. Yep, that's what it looks like. So this, I have a hornworm in here somewhere. Because that's what it looks like when you have hornworm damage. Sometimes they can be hard to spot in the daytime unless... Oh, here he is right here. Look-a here, look-a here. There he is. Now let me turn the camera off while I annihilate him. You sorry joker eating my plants. Okay, he's done. He is done. So that was a lesson in real action. When you see stuff that looks like that, no leaves, be aware, you have a hornworm, right? Still got some tomatoes on there, but because he just hadn't gotten to them yet. But yeah. Okay, look at our purple whole peas. It's like one day there were none, and then there were several. I love these zinnias, y'all. Look at that. So pretty. So very pretty. Here's my okra. I love the way an okra flower looks. Look at that. Do y'all see how big this okra is? That is an example of somebody who should not grow okra because they don't have time to come out here and do it. And okra is high maintenance. I just need to find me a local farmer that I can buy okra from, and I just need to get out the okra growing business. Yeah. And they're not nearly, it's so funny how things change from year to year because they're not nearly as big as they were last year. Like they were like up here tall. We'll see if they get that high. But y'all, when we're harvesting, it's like we just can't get to it. Okay, back to the purple whole peas. These are like gold. I gotta come out here and get these. I will not let these. Yeah, they're just so ready. You can do them. You can pick them whenever they're purple or they're green. I prefer when they're green, but we're gonna get all of these. Let me watch my step because they're all over the place. They're everywhere. Everywhere. Let me step over on this side. So you can see we have plenty of purple whole peas. The rest of this row here are peppers. They've done okay. They're on the smaller side. And I don't know if these are ones that I did from seed or if I bought them. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think these are some that I bought that was in that tray of 36 for like $10. Like I see there's some disease on that one. And if you get them before they turn, they've been pretty good, but they're on the smaller side compared to the ones in the tunnel. But do y'all see how many purple whole peas we have? Tons and tons and tons. Okay, 2 rows left. This row is pretty pitiful. It's peppers. It has struggled all season to produce much of anything. Much of anything. We've had hornworms on the tomatoes. Yeah, like look y'all, just look how small that is. All different kinds of peppers. None of them have been really successful. Been like just okay. There's some jalapenos we can get. A few here, a few there. My jalapeno plants last year were loaded. So this row is just, it's just okay. It's not really even okay. It's just there. Really no production in this row, and I've replanted it twice. But look at my celosia. Now y'all look. This is celosia, right? You see it's not nearly as tall as the one in the greenhouse. And at the looks of it, I don't think it's gonna get that tall. This is what I'm used to. This is way more manageable. But see how pretty that is? I wonder if this will have pods all over my desk. That is so pretty. I'm gonna make a bouquet of that. That is so pretty. See, I like that. I don't like the one that's in the tunnel. Okay, last row. The watermelon row. Okay, so we're going from the back to the front. So these were planted last. You can see we have a little mini one there that just is coming to fruition. One that's just starting to form there. But as we keep going up the row, you'll see we have way more. And then also check this out. So this side was just as high as that side over there. This black paper was not there on the last video. So my husband, like, he's cut it all the way down. And he started adding the black paper but either got rained out, didn't finish. So we still got to do black paper on that side. I mean, all the way to the fence. Time. Okay. But look at these. I don't think it's ready. The tendril is still green. It doesn't sound hollow enough. Look how big, y'all. Now that one sounds hollow. But all of this are watermelons. Look at this little baby. You can see we have tons of them. Okay, there's a lot of bees out here. That just has a yellow spot. I turned it over so you can get some sun. There's a pretty basil. So, tons and tons of watermelons. Tons of them. So I'm still going. Okay, so that kind of wraps up both spaces. In the last couple of videos, you guys have seen what's going on in the back of the house. For those that are new, I have 5 raised beds behind my house. A couple of videos back, I showed you what's going on out there with my tomatoes. I have another aphid infestation in the back of my house with tomatoes. Yeah. Okay, so it's the end of July. Overall, I will say I'm still pleased. Like, I have a couple of rows that this is not producing. I'm grateful because I have the benefit of having space, so I have other rows that are doing well. Certainly, if that was the only row I had or the only space I had and they weren't doing well, I'd probably be a little bit more disappointed. But I'm grateful that I have the space. And it's amazing to me how some things change. Like my okra last year was so plentiful. Like, it's not even that plentiful. And maybe because I'm not harvesting it as much, but it's not nearly as big. But it's not producing like it did last year. Last year, it was like gangbusters. And like, I've never had a problem growing peppers. I've never had sun skull. I've never had an aphid infestation. So there are a lot of new things going on this season that I didn't have last season. And that row of peppers, I have no idea like why. It's just like there. Just like, we're here, but we tired. We ain't doing nothing, sis. I don't know why. But my point is this, is that every gardening season is different. Everyone is different. And so whether you're having bounty and abundance, if you have bounty and abundance, preserve, share with your friends, keep what you can, enjoy it, because next year you may not have that abundance in that crop. You may have abundance in another crop. So it just goes to show you that gardening is, some of it is out of our control. I don't care how good we think we are. I don't care what soil we have. I don't care what techniques we use. At the end of the day, there are plenty of things that we can control, but there are some things that we can't control, like the weather we can't control, drainage we can't control, to a certain extent. Crop variety or what the crop does, if the seed was bad, like some of that stuff we can't control. And so the point is that it is a journey. You must just keep growing. If you're going to be a true gardener, you cannot stop at the first sign of blight. You can't stop at the first sign of an insect if you truly want to be a gardener and grow your own food. But really, y'all, it's that way in life. If there is anything that you desire to do and you desire to do it well, there are going to be challenges. There are going to be hiccups. There are going to be times when you question your sanity, your expertise, your knowledge, and whether you should be doing it. But the question itself doesn't mean that you shouldn't. It just means I got more to learn. So thank you guys for joining me today on the July garden tour. Overall, let me pat myself on the back, okay? Let me pat myself, and you pat yourself on the back too. I don't care if you just got one tomato. It was one tomato that you didn't have to buy from the store. It's a journey, y'all. Let's celebrate our successes. Let's celebrate our wins. Let's see what August has in store for us. I'm expecting more bounty, more abundance. And we're going to get started on these fall seedlings as soon as August turns the corner. But thank you guys so much for joining me. If you like what you're seeing on my channel, I would love for you to subscribe. And oh, by the way, y'all, when you see this, we will have hit 3,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. My goal is to get to 5,000 by the end of the year. So y'all help me out. Help me out. Share with your friends, family. Remember, it is a journey. Let's grow together. Can't wait to see you next time. Bye for now.